It is the second day of spring and the second day of our Hockey East Championship weekend. It is the final game of the Hockey East year as the championship comes down to two teams. The two-time defending champion UMass Lowell Riverhawks, the fourth seed, advancing with a 4-1 win over the seventh seed UVM Catamounts, and the top seed, the top gun in the East, Boston University, with a 4-1 win over upstart UNH last night. Hello and welcome, everyone. Tom Kerr and Billy Jaffe with you upstairs. Sarah Davis joining us down in a few minutes at ice level. And it all comes down to this. A team trying to make it a three-peat against a team that has been feeling destiny since it first came together at the start of the year. Boston University last night went up against the team that came at it in waves. UNH gave them everything they could handle. And Matt O'Connor, a goaltender who doesn't get a lot of credit because there is so much offense on that BU team, made 32 saves for the win.
Most impressively was his first period and then his puck skills later in the game. And I think that he's a big difference, a major difference in the victory last night for Boston University. He was excellent in the first. He faced 11 shots, just gave up 1 goal. So 10 saves in that first period. He saw 33 shots in total. And I really thought he made key saves at key times. He's also not the greatest puck handling netminder, but the last few weeks, he's gotten much better. I love his confidence, his calmness, and at 23 years old, he's one of the 4 oldest guys on this BU Terrier very young squad, a bunch of puppies out there, and meanwhile, he's one of those grizzled vet dogs out there, and I think his calmness really came through last night. This is a goaltender 19 times this year, Tom, has given up 2 or fewer goals in a game, and he came through last night in a big way for his team.
Listen, Boston University hasn't won the Lamoriello Trophy since 2009. They're going to fight tooth and nail. Whatever happens tonight, they're going to have a leisurely dinner tomorrow night to find out where they're playing in the NCAAs. Different story for UMass Lowell. Conventional wisdom, they need to win tonight to get into the NCAA tournament for the 4th straight year, and they'll need to play the same kind of team defense tonight that they played last night in the win against Vermont.
Yeah, and let's not confuse this. Let's not say that they're a defense-first team. I mean, we always know that they teach defense first. They're a really good offensive club. But what impressed me about them last night was the structure and sound system that Norm Bazin put in, which he always does, and which they almost always play. I thought they were really good through the middle of the ice. They got themselves into spots with back checks and allowed their D to step up. Good sticks by Camras and Suter and Kapla and Zink, and all these guys were able to close gaps. They did some different things, a few tweaks through the neutral zone that also helped out. They're a very well-coached, well-structured team that has to play 4-line 60s to be effective. They're going to have to do that again tonight. This is a team. They're not afraid to put anybody out on the ice. Team-first mentality. They're not going to be intimidated by BU.
That was the effort they put together in 2013. It was a 1-0 win over Boston University for the first ever Riverhawks championship. Let's get tonight started. Here's John Dolan.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the introduction of the starting lineups. First for the visiting team, the 2-time Hockey East defending champions, the UMass Lowell Riverhawks. Starting at left wing, a freshman from Des Moines, Iowa, number 19, C.J. Smith. And center, a sophomore from Staten Island, New York, number 5, Joe Gambardella. On right wing, a freshman from Calgary, Alberta, number 29, John Edward. On left defense, a senior from Atlanta, Georgia, and captain of the Riverhawks, number 27, Zach Cambris. And on right defense, a freshman from Regina, Saskatchewan, number 7, Tyler Mueller. Starting at goal, a junior from Manalapan, New Jersey, number 33, Kevin Boyle. The remaining UMass Lowell Riverhawks and their assistant coaches, Jason Lammers and Cam Ellsworth. The head coach of the Riverhawks is Norm Bazin. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the home team, the Hockey East regular season champions, the Boston University Terriers. Starting at left wing, a senior from Etobicoke, Ontario, and alternate captain of the Terriers, number 17, Evan Rodriguez. At center, a freshman from North Chelmsford, Massachusetts, number 9, Jack Eichel. On right wing, a junior from Needham, Massachusetts, number 10, Danny O'Regan. On left defense, a junior from Charlestown, Massachusetts, and captain of the Terriers, number 5, Matt Grislick. On right defense, a freshman from Drayton, Massachusetts, number 16, John McLeod. And starting in goal for the Terriers, a junior from Toronto, Ontario, number 29, Matt O'Connor. The remaining Boston University Terriers and their coaching staff. Assistant coaches Albie O'Connell and Mike Garagosian. The associate head coach, Steve Carrilli. The head coach of the Terriers is David Quinn. Ladies and gentlemen, the officials assigned to tonight's championship game. Referees Jeff Miller and Cameron Voss. Linesmen Bob Bernard and Mark Sullivan. The backup referees Jeff Bunyan. The backup linesman is Tom Cronin. Video replay officials Dan Shakti, Chuck Napoli, and Richard DiCaprio. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please rise and remove your caps as we honor America and all who defend her with the singing of our national anthem, to be performed tonight by the Gentlemen Songsters.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare almost bursting still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Gentlemen Songsters.
The Gentlemen Songsters getting us started on a championship Saturday here at the Garden. Good crowd rolling in to check out the two-time defending champion UMass Lowell Riverhawks against the top seed Boston University Terriers. Behind the bench for the Riverhawks, UMass Lowell head coach Norm Bazin. 99 wins at UMass Lowell, 137 as a D1 coach. Win tonight would be the 100th of his career and the 100th win for the senior class that he recruited. And in the meantime, on the other end, the Hockey East Coach of the Year, David Quinn, his second year after replacing the legendary Jack Parker. 34 wins, 28 losses, took a 10-win team from last year and has them at 24 wins and counting. Coming into this one, his team has not lost back-to-back games this season. Kevin Boyle, goaltender for UMass Lowell, making his 9th straight start. He's 5-1-2 with a 1-7-2 and a 9-4-1 in the last 8 games. You see his numbers overall. Started 31 games, played 33. 30 saves last night in the win against the University of Vermont. And on the other end, the man we talked about off the top, 32 saves in his win last night. A second-team All-Hockey East All-Star, Matt O'Connor, the junior out of Toronto, playing in his 72nd career game for Boston University.
Well, a little something different in this game for Lowell. For the first time in a little while, they come into the Garden as an underdog in a game. They're usually a team that is favored, but Norm Bazin, well, I think he's played it up a little bit too. They are the underdog. Nobody even an honorable mention in all Hockey East. Nobody, he said yesterday. I think with a little glint in his eye, he was hoping to use that as part of his pregame speech here. Nothing wrong with playing the underdog card, but you know what? He knows he's going up against a very special team in Boston University, a team filled with dynamic players.
Yeah, it's not very often that the defending champ, the two-time defending champ, will come into this game trying to play the underdog card, but they can, because Boston University has been the story since Jack Eichel arrived on campus, and that freshman class has come together. But don't forget, 14 freshmen on the Riverhawks roster. That is the biggest freshman class in the nation. BU, meantime, the youngest class, or youngest team by age, in all of the nation. We are underway. The 31st Hockey East Championship game. Boston University, the higher seed, the home team, the white sweaters with the red trim, going up against UMass Lowell, the road team, in blue with a red and white trim. Jack Eichel forechecking here. Mueller takes the hit early, but he gets it up the ice. Sends in Ryan McGrath, the junior out of O'Fallon, Missouri, and Cedar Rapids, where he played for the Rough Riders.
Evan Rodriguez had a big hit or attempted hit in the offensive zone. You can already tell teams looking to make big, impactful hits early on. You can't outskate your position, though, or leave your spot just to try and make a big hit because of the energy.
Boston University will start up ice. Ati Oxenden, the defenseman, his first 2 years on campus, now as a junior playing forward, and he's got a team lead in goals of 23. Riverhawks back after it, getting it up but not out. Diffley fans on the shot, and 2-on-2 developing here. Chappie threads it across to Francis, who gets it back into the slot of McGrath. Bats out with a backhand. O'Connor makes a save. Fired wide of the net by Oxenden. Dylan Zink gets back after it. Riverhawks trying to get up the ice, but hustling into the offensive zone. Oxenden at the end of his shift sends it into the left corner. Physical start to this one as the hits have come early. Riverhawks taking the hit here is Michael Kapla. Had a goal last night, the sophomore defenseman. Belargian with a big shot. Turned aside there by Boyle. Turnover here. And a block in front of the net. Battle in the slot. And the Terriers control, falling Belargian. Got the shot away, but it was blocked in the slot. Belargian gets back. Here, Matt Lane fires one just wide. The Fallon gets back quickly for the Riverhawks. With the offensive zone, this is dumped in by White. A.J. White, 2 assists to the big Game 3 win against Notre Dame. The Riverhawks won Game 1 of the quarterfinal series and then were blank. In Game 2, after a 5-0 win, they were shut down 4-2, the loss in Game 2. Came rolling out of the first period of Game 3, the decisive game against Fighting Irish. 4-1, their lead after one period. They held on 6-4 to advance to this weekend. 4-1 win last night over Vermont, sending them back to the championship, looking for a 3rd straight title.
Better skating early on from BU here. Coach Quinn's going to be happy with the first 3 minutes or so, getting in aggressively. He talked to us about how his team seems nervous coming into the Garden for some reason this year. Well, perhaps because they've got some of the youngest, if not the youngest roster, as we see there in the NCAA. They have been outshot 24-38, so 30 by 14, Tom, coming into the Garden in first periods here this year. And now, not outscored, but just first 10 minutes in particular have been really tough for him. Although he did say right before the game, I think my team looks more confident, more calm right now.
I talked to him before the game, and he showed this team video of last night's first period. As the shot comes into the far side, O'Connor makes the save. He said the defenseman especially looked at it in retro, laughing by the end of the film session today, saying, you know, what were we doing going that slow? And the belief was, you come into a big game, and the concern is, I don't want to make the mistake. You get away from getting after what you've done all year. You're playing defensively, and that's not their game.
4 freshmen in the lineup on the blue line. McLeod, Hickey, Fortunato, and Diffley. Those guys have played all year, but still, this is a different scenario, different meaning, different expectation. So they did not play with the kind of puck movement and pace that they want to through the neutral zone. Already better in this game early on.
Big win for Gambardella against Eichel, and it comes back out to center ice. Joe Gambardella, the sophomore out of Staten Island, New York. 10 points now in the last 8 games for the Riverhawks. He's been a big part of the resurgence of this UMass Lowell team. Boston University getting it up ahead. Here's O'Regan heading into the zone. When did he get it to Rodriguez? It was broken up. Chipped away from Grizzly, hustling over as John McLeod.
Grizzly puts a good little play there, just to step in front of the Lowell player, Edward. They're not allowing him to get a breakthrough on one potentially. He did it legally.
And Bardella keeps it away from Eichel, plays it over to the near side, dumped in from center ice. He's getting back there with C.J. Smith, the all-rookie selection.
Early on, Lowell, as icing's going to be called, they're doing a very good job of getting quick shifts. They're going to try sometimes to get 2 shifts to every one that Eichel's line will take. There's head coach Norm Bazin. Talked to me before the game and said, can't get caught watching. The emphasis today on attacking. We can score with them. Now, you don't want it a wide-open game, but this is one of the better scoring teams around in Lowell, but they always get talked about their defense first. The reality is this year, much better offensively than they've probably been defensively consistently at times.
Rodriguez steps up and picks off the pass. Oxenden out there right now with Eichel and Rodriguez. Oxenden in the corner. Trying to come away with the puck. And it's Zink taking it around behind the net. Dylan Zink gets it across from Michael Kapla. Kapla sends it in along the right side as he tries to get out of Chappie in after it, but one stride ahead was Summerby. Holman trying to play it across. Mason Holman, the goal last night, 2 goals in game 2 against Merrimack. Boston University, the only team not to lose a game in the Hockey East tournament yet. A sweep in the quarterfinals of the Merrimack Warriors, and then the win last night over UNH. Turnover here. The Terriers try to make something out of it. Oxenden to the right side with Holman now. Holman takes it down low. High off the glass on the far side. It's kept in. Just over 5 minutes gone here in period number 1. Nicholas Olsen getting after on the far side. Belargi on there as well. Puck came out loose. Poked away as Boston University tried to come away with it in the offensive zone. Belargi on for Lane. Knocked away and taken by Tommy Panico.
We've seen a few guys on each squad have pucks knocked away already. Good layered support, good back pressure allows for the D to step up.
Good block back there as hustling back was Brandon Hickey, and it goes up into the netting. 14:23 remaining here in period 1.
You know, Lowell, in the second game against BU earlier this season, they got blitzed in the first period because they got caught watching, and they were down 3-0 in under 9 minutes. Norm Bazin had to take a timeout just to settle his team down. Eventually things got a little better, but they ended up losing that game pretty handily. But what he wants to see his team do is make that hard on BU to have to make plays. BU's talking about doing the same thing, though. And again, early on, good layered support from both squads. Even though it's up and down the ice, we've seen some good defense.
Moran tries to skate through the check there. Junior out of Marshfield, and the Bay State Breakers battling down to the corner here. Tyler Mueller for the Riverhawks, able to get it away, and now skates up after it near side. Mueller takes the hit, plays it ahead, and went off the stick. Jake Cameras, younger brother of the defenseman and captain Zach Cameras. Puck swings around. Terrence Wallen trying to get over it. Wallen got a big goal last night. Zink from the point. Header redirected high over the crossbar. Grizzly races for the hit. They get it up ahead. Here's Roberto into the shift over center. Send it in gently on the left side, and Eichel comes out.
That fourth line for the Riverhawks, the Colatone line, been excellent in the third period, TC, the other night, last night. Great start to the game, too, here from them. They can be a difference maker with their diligence on the ice.
Diffley wraps it in hard around the right side. Collision down there in the corner. Riverhawks come away with the puck. Trying to play it through to Smith. Smith trying to make something happen. He's upended, and we're going to have a penalty. Interference is the call. First power play of the game. Going to UMass Lowell as Jack Eichel heads to the box.
Harvey
Welcome back, no score here. First penalty of the game going against BU, and this guy right there. That's Jack Eichel. Go ahead and roll it. Now watch what Edward does coming right here as he's going to get the puck. They're going to move it up, bank it off the wall. I beg your pardon, Edward. CJ Smith. I beg your pardon. Now Smith's going to go by, and here comes Eichel right in there, and he ends up taking out the skate. They called it interference. Could have been a trip. But Summerby steps up right there. He's got to read the play probably and hold back. He thought he had back pressure coming from Eichel, but by stepping up right there in the bank pass leading to the opportunity for Lowell, that causes the penalty as Eichel comes back and takes the skates out.
It's a big opportunity for Lowell. They've been clicking on the power play in the playoffs. 33% success in the Hockey's postseason. That's the best of any playoff team in the conference. Cleared away there, though, as Boston University killed off all 3 New Hampshire power plays last night. River Hawks into the offensive zone. Smith, that's a tough one for O'Connor with traffic, kind of an off-speed one. He reaches out, grabs it, collision after the play, and everybody getting into it.
I think there's going to be some penalties that are going to come out of this. Yeah, we've seen some hitting after the whistle calls made early on in the playoffs here in Hockey East. It wouldn't surprise me if we get something for what happened here. And again, this is where you need to control emotions. You need to make sure that you're not going to put yourself. There's no reason to take an extra penalty. CJ Smith going to be led over to the box. At least one penalty. Going to the front of the net is White. The puck's right there. All right, there's a little battle with Grizzly. And then there comes the extra hit by Smith. No reason for that. No, you're not going to get away with that. There's no question about it. There's no way you're going to get around that. Everybody's watching you. And you're on the power play.
Smith and Rodriguez have both gone to the box. We'll see if there's a second penalty on Smith.
I can't imagine. Yeah, I couldn't imagine, though, that he wouldn't get the hitting after the whistle, and maybe not. Because I've seen that the last few weeks. I saw that called numerous times.
Matching roughing penalties. You can see David Quinn thought there would be 4 minutes on Smith.
In that case, you know what? I don't blame him.
So 2 men in the BU box. And 2 of the biggest weapons of that BU team in the box, Rodriguez and Eichel.
Well, yeah, but, you know, Smith is one of the biggest weapons on the power, or in general, 35 points leading the team. I mean, here's a guy that you want out on the power play. You don't want him sitting in the box for what is basically, at this time of the game, especially, a needless penalty.
Got 5 power plays, leads the Riverhawks. Gambardella battled for the face-off there. BU in the clear length of the ice. 40 seconds gone in the first power play of the game. Goes to the Riverhawks. We are scoreless here in the first. Each team with a 4-1 win last night in the semifinals. Gambardella came up along the wall, the whistle blown there as he was met by both Lane and Fortunato.
Power play for the Riverhawks has, you've been mentioning, has been good 20% basically. And they've got some guys, it's a power play by committee, you know, for Norm Bazan's squad. They move the puck usually pretty well. They get guys to the front of the net very well. And against a big goaltender like O'Connor, that's going to be key in this game.
2 for 7 in the losses to BU this year, so they had success against this BU penalty kill. Trying to get it started here as Gambardella digs it up top. Panico intentionally wide, but Gambardella was cutting in as that puck came out. It's cleared away.
That was one of those A for effort, kind of a C- for execution. I'm an easy teacher.
You are. On the curve. We're grading on the curve here in the first period.
Yes, sir.
To the offensive zone, it's carried in there. And then drop back. Chappie getting at the cap. One-timer from the right side. Zink fired it wide. We were telling you last night, if you were watching, about the defensemen of the Riverhawks getting involved. Short-handed opportunity here as Lane carries it all the way up. 29 goals from the defenseman this year. That's the most of any team in the country.
Over 100 points from the back end total as well. They like to bring it. They like to score, but they also like to bring it. They're not afraid to bring it up the ice and dish.
All the way back to Kevin Boyle, transferred from UMass Amherst. Sat out last year after the transfer year. Diving out is O'Connor with 1 second left on the power play. He will cover up and get the whistle.
And a good effort there by Laurie, who comes a bit earlier. Let's go back to the movement, and coming into the zone is Low. They get the little pressure, they bring it back to the point. The one-timer set up and going kind of against the grain with Edward in front of the net. O'Connor's got to deal with that, but there's the advantage of being tall and long and getting that blocker out there. Even though his body's moving one way, he goes back blocker side to make a nice save.
Not a shot on net for the Riverhawks on that power play. They've got the puck in the offensive zone, though. Not anymore. It's poked away from Camras, and hustling back there is Tyler Mueller. Taken on the left side. Francis in traffic, plays it along. Big part, that was Loria down there for the Riverhawks. Approaching the midway point of this first period. UMass Lowell out shooting Boston University 4-2 in the period, so not a lot of action getting through to the goalies just yet.
Both teams again skating hard, back pressure through the neutral zone.
Here's Fortunato firing it in. We told you last night, we'll say it again. 37th game now for Fortunato. He has never taken a penalty. And keep saying it until the season's over and he does it, or I've jinxed it. The last BU player to do that, go a full season without a penalty, Jack Parker, the legend, retired 2 years ago now as coach after 40 seasons. Back to Diffley. Slides it across out of the reach of Summerby, but he does a good job stepping up to play it in. Now down in the corner, Homan leaves it there for Roberto. Nice pass through to Summerby across. Fortunato on the one-time. Kind of an off-speed shot. And it comes back to Diffley. Played around to the right side. Homan is there. Diffley fires a shot. It got through everybody and went wide.
I think he's trying to time it as well with Balargian coming in off the bench, rocketing down that post.
Balargian got that started. Now the follow there. Nice job by A.J. Greer. Had a big game last night. A couple of breakaways stopped both times. Blocked in front there by Zink. BU set up on the power play right now. Got extended zone time, as you can see up on the corner of the screen there. Nice job by Diffley to keep it in, and he plays it in deep. BU trying to finish up a change while keeping the puck in the offensive zone, but the Riverhawks will take control, but they've still got it in deep, then just cleared away and taken inside the blue line by the Terriers. Under 9 minutes to go. All that possession, got one shot on net. Good job by the Riverhawks, packing in front of Boyle. Here's Kapler going to the other side. Karam's off the boards, played by O'Connor. David Quinn commenting on how much O'Connor has improved in playing the puck. Here's Eichel into the offensive zone. Jack Eichel somehow plays it up ahead of him, but it's swept away at the last moment.
Swarmed away by the Riverhawks. I don't know what a pack of Riverhawks would be called, but they were all around him right there. Sticks to the puck.
We'll go with gaggle. That was a gaggle of Riverhawks descending on Jack Eichel, and it takes a gaggle of skaters to get that puck off Eichel's stick. Roberto behind the net. Chappie for the Riverhawks, braces for the hit, chips it away to neutral ice. Finish the thought. O'Connor is a very active goalie, likes to come out and play the puck. But David Quinn said in the playoffs has been much more concise. Go out, play the puck, get back in net, don't get stuck in that awkward position playing the puck and losing the handle.
Oh yeah, because quite honestly, he wasn't good at it. He was overplaying it, but he's gotten better. Hey, the Central Mass Outlaws are one of the fastest growing hockey programs in the Northeast, with teams at all age groups and all skill levels. There's a place for everyone to play with the Outlaws, from beginner to AAA Premier. Learn more about tryouts for next season and about our summer teams at outlawshockey.com.
It is that time of year in the youth hockey cycle, the tryouts for next season. After what seemingly can be an endless season with the winter and the travel. This season, the Hockey East season, coming down to this game. Tomorrow night, the selection will be announced. Meantime, here's Francis for the Riverhawks. Little curl, little drag, and a block back there as Hickey read it well. Homan trying to play it in. Panico sending it out. This shot, save, O'Connor bouncing puck, and Zink crashing the net, looking for the rebound, is denied by the BU goaltender. Physical start to this one, but we're scoreless in the first.
Dylan Zink had 1 assist all of last year. This year is 25 points. Good shot on net here. O'Connor holds on to it, but then he comes in and catches O'Connor with his right skate, and you can see one of the official right there immediately called goaltender interference. So the standard has been set now. And talking about setting a standard, how about this? 2 guys, and then it's going to be a 3rd guy. Kapla is going to release right there, sticks to the ice. You got Suter and Kapla out there. That's the kind of pair that Norm Bazin wants out against Jack Eichel as much as possible. TC, you've labeled it a gaggle. I'll just call it enough. They were on him with sticks in the right position, but now BU goes on the power play.
Yeah, well, they've got an extra skater out there, the Terriers now in the offensive zone. First power play of the game for Boston University, and Grizzly quarterbacks it so well, has it on the right side. His wrister blocked and cleared lane to the ice by Robert Francis.
But important to note, now the standard is set for goaltender interference, and so you got to keep an eye on that, and you hope that it stays at that standard, because I didn't think there was that much there.
Eichel threads it through, star! Grizzly, the defenseman on the rush. A power play goal and a Boston University lead.
Charlestown native Matt Grizzly puts it in after the Terriers have the puck stopped behind the net and wind up and go. Jack Eichel, here he comes. He's going to slalom through the neutral zone, gets through a few players, and then he puts the puck over to the side. He celebrates. But let's show you some more depth of the play right here. Kapla and Suter are going to be in the middle of the ice. It goes off the stick of the Riverhawk penalty killer coming back, and it goes right over. That's Francis. It goes right over to Grizzly, whose 11-game point streak continues now with that power play goal.
Scored 2 here in the championship game of the Bean Pot. Scores 1 here to get the scoring started in the championship game of the Hockey East playoffs. Matt Grizzly, who grew up over the bridge in Charlestown, getting it done here in his father's office. Of course, his father, Michael, a long-time member of the Boston Garden and then TD Garden Bull Gang that does such a great job keeping this building running. Keeping the ice and the parquet in tip-top shape. Watching proudly tonight as his son has given BU a lead. Looking for more. Score! Nicholas Olsen, his 6th of the year. And just like that, the Terriers have a 2-0 lead.
Dylan Zink is going to lose his stick along the wall. Olsen gets his 6th. Beg your pardon, it's going to be 21. Jack Camrus. It's going to lose and fall down right there. That's what's going to happen. And then there's Olsen who picks it up. There's a blown tire. There's the look. See, their stick is gone, and then watch right here. Falls down, the quick shot beats the netminder Boyle low with a beautiful quick release. He's very aggressive out there, Tom, but he doesn't get set quickly enough. And Olsen with the quick shot. We're going to have a timeout taken right now.
Not a timeout. I guess they will replay as they've been doing. Check the offside. If it stands, that's 2 goals on 2 shots in 41 seconds. 10th of the year for Grizzly, 6th of the year for Olsen if it stands. And it's the quick strike capability of the BU Terriers that can break a game open quickly.
Yeah, and here we go. Now the puck's going to come in. Olsen's going to bring it into this area. Now let's stop it right here, because what's going to end up happening, now you see you're going to have 2 Lowell Riverhawks. They're right there, so it's a 2-on-2 right, but no, one's going to fall. Now go ahead and roll it. The puck's going to come right into here. Right there. Oh, I think what he ends up doing, Loria steps on a stick. I think that's what he happened. He steps on the stick that's on the ice because Matt Lane was the player right there that's going to go down. But is it offside?
Oh, it might be.
It might be. Let's back it up.
Oh, boy.
Stop it right there. Now keep an eye right here on that skate. Go ahead and roll it. Now stop, bring it back to the blue line. Now the front of the back of the blue line. Right there. Right there. Oh, mercy, is that tight? I mean,
and remember the angle now. You're looking at it from behind. This might give you a better look. I think it is.
Back it up again if you can a little, guys. It's tough, I know.
You can't see the
right
skate.
There. Okay, that's perfect. Now right there. No, back it up right there. Oh, that skate is, I mean, you could argue. Can you see white there? Can you say that you see white or not? Lane is coming in. The puck is at the blue line, but has it? Is he already over? I'm gonna, oh my gosh.
Boy, that's as tough as it gets.
I mean, right there. Okay, now, is he at the plane? Okay, stop right there. Excellent, look. Is he at the plane of the blue line right there? And the puck,
here's the call as they come out. No goal. Offside is the call. It is disallowed. So Olsen's goal will not stand.
wow, was that tight? Was that tight or what? Just over the line. Yeah, I mean, you're talking by half an inch. I mean, literally. Not 6 inches, I'm talking a half an inch.
That's as close as it gets, but I think they got the call right because it looked like that skate.
Just
got in there a nanosecond before the puck. And again, it's got to be all the way in. There's got to be, as you said, separation, a white space between either the skate or the puck.
The skate, you can argue, you could see it. That's where I think the referees, made that decision.
And so they fire it right back in. Boyle had to make a stop. But Boston University has cranked it up right now. Coming in with pressure, Riverhawks trailing 1-0 now. Will try to regroup after the disallowed goal. That would have made it 2-0. Played up ahead for A.J. Greer, who has had a good weekend, but offside the call there. With 5.5 minutes remaining, we'll take the timeout. Matt Grzelcyk makes it 1-0. The Boston University Terriers have scored in 15 of the last 16 periods. They've got a 1-0 lead here in the Garden.
Welcome back to the Garden. BU leading 1-0 in the first period. And I was talking to Coach Quinn. He said Matt Grzelcyk, who scored that first goal, won the captaincy with BU by a landslide. And so then I went and asked Grzelcyk, well, who does he credit his leadership skills to? He said he credits his father, who you guys mentioned, works on the Bull Gang here at the Garden. Says he tries to model his life after his father. And his dad doesn't say a lot, but when he does, he listens because he knows it's important. And TC and Billy, I know you guys have talked to the father, John Grzelcyk, quite a few times, right?
Every time I come to the Garden, I make sure to say hello to him.
I knew Grizz long before I knew Grizz. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
No question.
He's the Grizz.
40 years he's been part of this great team that keeps this building going for hockey and basketball. And I remember Jack Parker talking about watching his son playing as he grew up in Charlestown. The dream of someday playing for BU, and now that dream not only coming to life, but being the captain of the Terriers, and being a team with national championship aspirations.
+4 yesterday, had an assist in the game and a +4. Good game.
Good pass from Rodriguez to Eichel. A little move. Eichel to the doorstep. Shovels through it. Scores! Jack Eichel making it 2-0 here in the first.
I thought he was going to pass the puck, but instead he's going to try and bring it to the middle, and he shows his strength. I'm not sure if that gets enough credit. That part of his game gets enough credit. Eichel's going to pick it up, and away he goes. He's going to get the puck wide. And at first I thought he was going to try and pass it, but look right here. Wide stance, takes the hit in the chest, still strong on his skates, and somehow, does he get it through the legs of Gambardella, and then Boyle will get a look here on the nice ISO cam. Coming in, takes the hit, control the puck. I'd say he's got skills. Napoleon Dynamite type of skills.
That ties the Boston University record for most points by a freshman. Got to go back to Dave Silk, Mark Fiddler, find someone who scored 65 points, 7 more than Tony Amonte. I mean, you're talking about some great freshman years at Boston University. The next point will be the best ever, and it's a timeout for Lowell as they try to regroup.
This first line has been so much better in the first period than they were last night. They were almost non-existent in the first period. Eichel had one good play, I thought, really good play in the second period when he powered down the right wing side, made a stuff attempt, but it was off an extended shift. And we'll talk about that more in a moment, but right now let's go back to here. Look at the wide stance, something we've gotten used to seeing from Sidney Crosby over the years. He takes the hit up high from Zink, whose stick comes off the ice, and then all he does is slide the puck in. almost seems to catch Eichel by surprise here a little bit himself, that the puck ends up in the net. I think he's trying to scoot it over to Danny O'Regan, actually. I really think that's where he's trying to go with it. And instead, it bounces off of Gambardella. So he's going to try and bring it over. Yeah, and it goes then through the legs of Boyle. A how you doing goal there. But, hey, you know what? How you doing, Jack Eichel? Coming down the wall like that and then taking the hit. Makes him look easy because he's strong.
12-game point streak, averaging over 2 points a game in that streak. Started his collegiate career with a 10-game point streak. First freshman at BU to do that since Sean McEachran back in 1989. Now he's doing it even better with 12 straight games of point. 2 goals last night in the third period. Goal and an assist here in the first period tonight. We're passing out buttons saying, I like Ike. Now you know why they like Ike so much at Boston University.
Hey, just a few minutes ago, we showed really good swarming mentality of Lowell on Jack Eichel. But then the last few minutes, they got caught watching there, and that's what Norm Bazin was telling his team before the game. Do not get caught watching. Do not get blitzed. Don't get mesmerized by the top guys, especially Eichel, and they did there.
Rodriguez and Hickey assisting in 15:02. 2 goals on the last 3 shots. Would be 3 on 4 shots if not for the offsides. And Boston University erupting here in the later stages of the first period of play. Turnover there, Moran trying to fire it right towards the net. Played out and out of the reach of Summerby, who will get after it and dump it right back in.
Lowell not executing right now with their first pass on the breakout. They know if they got to play one out and back into their own zone, it's going to be a long night. They got to start better execution, better lower support for the breakouts.
McGrath had to turn away and get to the puck. He does. Chips it out to center ice. Battle for there, and Eichel comes back to take it. Eichel up ahead quickly for O'Regan. Danny O'Regan keeps the puck on the stick as he got towards the slot. It's taken away and played up the boards by Kapla. O'Connor out to play it for the Terriers. He'll leave it there behind the net. 3 minutes to go here in the first. 2-0. Terriers in the lead as Eichel sweeps it into the offensive zone. You talked about that top line last night. Best line in the country by most estimations. David Quinn pulling that line in today for a little discussion. Thought, as you mentioned, some of the shifts, especially in the second period, were too long.
By the way, he didn't think. He knew. He showed them.
In fact, he showed them and played them what you and I were saying about it last night.
Oh, my God. Mercy. The iron lung shifts.
And just the idea that they were taking it upon themselves to try to make too much happen. Said, go out there and play your game like you have all season long. Your teammates will be there too.
Well, Rodriguez had one shift that was over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just to, Eichel had a 1:35 shift out there. One of the things that Coach Quinn said was, listen, guys, it's not like I'm not going to put you back out onto the ice. He said, how would you feel if you're waiting to get on the ice and you're one of the guys that's not coming off the ice? Come on now. They got it.
There's a chance for the
Penalty coming up.
Riverhawks. A big hit for Boston University is going to lead to a power play. 1:56 remaining in the period. The elbowing call gives the Riverhawks a chance on the man advantage.
Physical defenseman McLeod, Tampa Bay Lightning draft pick. He's going to get step up here, and he's going to get the elbow up in the eyes of the official. And catches a little bit of that chin. Good call, looks like, from that angle. Good hit. Watch 16 come in there. And it looks like he leads with the arm. So the arm up. Lowell on a very important power play here. If they can find a way to score a goal and go into the period just down by 1, after what has not been a great first period. It wasn't bad early on at all. I thought they were skating pretty well, especially with good back pressure in the neutral zone.
Yeah, first 12 minutes or so.
Not bad at all.
Bad.
Yeah.
Not many chances for BU, not much sustained pressure.
Boston
You
University.
get that first goal and you can sort of feel things suddenly shift. Long shot, rebound, score! Gambardella, number 14, and just like that, we got a game in the first.
Staten Island's own Joe Gambardella, who's really taken on a big two-way centerman role this year for the team, is going to be right here at the face-off. He's going to win the puck back over. Go ahead and roll it. Watch watch Gambardella. He's going to circle out into this area right here, just stakes his position in front of the net. The one-timer does not allow the BU defense to get set. The rebound sits in a very delectable area for Gambardella. Nobody picks him up. Summerby's got two blue sweaters to decide. Do I go Edward? No, I go Gambardella. Summerby tries to block the shot there, and by trying to block the shot and missing it, that also deflects it a little bit. Not a clean rebound. It goes right over to Gambardella, and he puts it in. That is an enormous goal for Lowell.
UMass Lowell 6 for 14 in the last 4 games on the power play.
All starts with that face-off win. Heads up.
Now it gives him some life. Here comes Smith to the backhand, and he sends it wide. Edward was there with him. Edward now tied up behind the net, and he gets it out to Smith, but he couldn't get the shot away. Terriers play it out. Played up ahead. Gambardella didn't see it for a moment. Now Chappie shields it. Tries to play it in deep, but O'Regan takes it away. And Eichel heads up the ice with him. Here's O'Regan, 2-on-1 developing with Eichel. It goes off the skate, and Eichel with the rebound is stopped there by Lowell. End-to-end action here in the first. Final minute of play. We go back the other way. Chappie with a shot at his wide. Francis controlling. Chappie hit by Eichel. They battle in the corner, and Eichel plays it away for Rodriguez.
14th goal this season.
Out of the reach of O'Regan.
Scoring from Manico and Chappie.
Riverhawks getting it to Mueller. Long pass ahead, cut by everyone. Will have an icing call with 24 seconds to go.
And trading chances here at the end of the period. Exciting stuff. Little pinch by BU, doesn't allow for keep the puck in. Going to the backhand is Smith right there, and he tries to just slide it down low. Just misses the post, and then look at the little soft pass there. O'Regan over. It's going to deflect off the defender's zinc there. Eichel, though, with that amazing acceleration, almost gets to it. But Boyle there as well. Fun stuff the last minute.
Big win there as McGrath now will chip it in deep, try to get after the result. Collision in the board, in the corner there as the puck is played out. Homan giving chase. Camras 1 step ahead. Zach Camras had 2 goals in the Game 3 win over Notre Dame, but it's taken away here by Homan. Blocked by Camras, who recovered well, and the period comes to an end. So we saw the surge of Boston University, but a huge response on the power play for the Riverhawks.
Well, you know, the goal that was the cleanest goal of the period was one that got disallowed. Remember, because of the offside. Otherwise, we had the little chips, the bumps, the deflections, everything that almost the pass that was going across Eichel's attempt that goes in. Now, it was a good goal, and a typical, really textbook power play goal by Lowell, but they didn't have a real textbook middle of the period. So I think both teams now settle down, get going in the rest of the way, but fun stuff that ended that first period.
All right, on the other side of the break, Jamison Coyle, Toot Cahoon, and Patrick Foley on the 5th floor here at the Garden on a championship Saturday night.
Joe, you get your team on the board there. How important was it to get that goal coming into the first intermission?
It's always huge when you can get a goal anytime and under the 2-minute mark. You know, I just feel that it was a good bounce for us, and now we just got to come out right where we left off.
Watching this game, it's clear there are 2 teams came here to battle tonight for a championship. What is the intensity like there on the ice?
It's absolutely crazy. You know, I think it's good for us. We have some guys who have experience coming from the last 2 years, but, you know, it's going to be a battle, and we knew that after our game last night, and we just got to come out ready to play the next 40 minutes, however long it takes.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
Coverage of tonight's Hockey East Championship game is brought to you in part by Subaru of New England. Well, it is a 2-1 lead for Boston University. Huge response on the power play. The power play goal from Gambardella making it 2-1. Norm Bazin, the head coach of the UMass Lowell Riverhawks, spoke with Sarah Davis.
Coach, your team gets the goal at the end of that first period. How big was that for you?
Well, that was a big goal because it gets us back in the game, and now it's a 1-goal game again.
What did you think of your team's pace of play in the first?
Well, you always want to have a better pace. At the same time, I just didn't think we managed the puck as well as we can.
Okay, good luck in the second.
Thank you.
And let's take a look at the goal that he's going to feel good about. Because it's Joe Gambardella, number 5, and Blue's going to get to the front. First of all, he wins the face-off, which is always so key. And then he takes the time to go to the back end and put it in. He won 5 of 7 face-offs in the first period. And right here, there's Doyle Summerby, who actually ends up having the puck skip off his right hip. The right pad of O'Connor makes the save too, but too much loose change right there, and the goal is scored.
And so the crowd anxiously awaits the second period. You know, it's kind of I don't want to say tentative. There were a lot of block shots and a lot of pucks played away to the wall over the first 10, 12 minutes. That last 5 minutes was as up and down as you're going to see a college hockey game.
Well, yeah, it did. And I thought for a while, though, I thought that Lowell showed a little too much respect, and they got watching again on BU. That goal might settle things down for them.
Let's see what happens here as they hit a post. Rodriguez rings one off the left pipe, and now Eichel gets it out front to O'Regan, but he can't fire the shot on net.
Pretty evident that the Eichel line's coming out there with a purpose to start this period.
Played in on the right side by Smith. He takes the hit. BU takes the puck. And it's played out to center ice. Jack Eichel into the offensive zone. Little move, centering pass, but it's taken away by Canberra as they battle all the way around the corner. Gambardella back to help out. Joe Gambardella, his 14th of the year. Cutting the lead in half. Now the shot from the point of C.J. Smith had it blocked. Smith trying to get up after it. Hickey around behind his own net. Battles with Gambardella. Gambardella gets it to McGrath. He had to turn away to get to the puck, and he does so nicely. Chappie shields it from Fortunato. Battles in the corner here as Greer came in. Chippy tried to play it out of front. Greer read the play. Cleared it up, but not out. Zink fires it through, and McGrath redirected it on net. O'Connor made the save.
Good job by Greer again, being the low guy, taking the center position, even though he's a winger, with some excellent defensive play. That's a great shift by the freshman there, supporting his team below the goal line.
That'll trickle back to O'Connor. He comes out to play it up to Homan. Homan tried to bank it off the glass. Door was open and it came out of play. So it'll be a face-off down to the BU end with 18:18 to go.
BU was arguing for too many men on the ice. Not going to happen right here. Rodriguez, quick hands right there. That one might have gotten deflected too coming in through, but it ends up hitting the post. Boyle sticks side right there. The junior transfer netminder thanks his post right there.
You know, he said he transferred from UMass and he spent a year on the sidelines, but he spent that year learning from Connor Hellebuck and Doug Carr, two of the best goalies to ever wear the uniform at UMass Lowell, and Norm Mays will be quick to tell you. Boyle learned a lot about how to go about his business watching those two goaltenders do the job.
Yeah, and he talks about him having a Hellebuck mentality now, as in he just lets things go, doesn't let it get rattled much at all. And you need that from your netminder. You always want your netminder to be the ultimate calming influence. If your netminder starts going all, you know, if he goes all goalie on you, forget it, man. You're done. Your team has a hard time recovering from that.
Early stages of the second period. Boston University with a 2-1 lead. A big open ice hit there as Wallen came in and laid a hammer down on Moran. Moran back in the play from a tough angle. It was stopped. Boyle was there to make the save. Now behind the net, Phelps scored his second goal of the season last night. Gets the play started. Moran chopping at it. Puck there somewhere. Boyle pushed into the net as the puck is loose to his left. Phelps came away with it behind the net, and now they come around to the near boards. Grizzly gets over to it. Throws it to space. Eichel off the bench. Dances around one, Riverhawk. Two. Fires it through, and it's kicked aside there by Boyle. Puck staying in the offensive zone for the Riverhawks, who finally get it over center. Wallen dumps it in, giving UMass Lowell a chance to change. Grizzly trying to spring Rodriguez. Evan Rodriguez. 18 goals and 38 assists in his senior year. 2 assists last night. Mueller sends it through, and he had Jake Camerass all alone in front, but he couldn't get the stick on the puck, and it's clear to neutral ice. Rodriguez now staying with the play. O'Regan there to help. Turns away from traffic, gets it up top from McLeod. McLeod misfires, and the Riverhawks carry out.
Now it's getting to be an extended shift right now for the Eichel line. They've been out there a while. Lowell has changed lines. They had their fourth line out there.
Colin Tone fired that one through, and it was blocked. He gets after it himself here on the far boards. Edward trying to get after it. Eichel still out there, plays it up to the boards, and then it's carried out carried back into the zone, taken there by Kaplan.
Now I'm surprised that Eichel didn't change there. He had an opportunity to, and he didn't.
Eichel staying out there with the puck in front. Fired wide as it came into the crease. And now Gambardella tries to dance his way through. Puck over here on the near side. And still, Jack Eichel stays out there.
He's pushing it now, well past the limits. This is going to be one of those shifts where he's not going to look at his coach and get a feel him looking at him.
Puck comes out in front. The shot goes just wide from Kason Holman. Good job by Summerby to keep it in. Second effort it's played to neutralize by Francis. Just over 5 minutes gone. Turnover here at center ice. Chappie into the zone with McGrath. Down in the corner, McGrath. Battles through, can't get the stick free. Crowd wanted to call, they won't get it. Puck taken down by McGrath. He turns, he fires, it's blocked in front of the net. Francis is there. And 2-on-1 the other way. Greer to Holman. Holman takes it through, he scores! Kason Holman gets his second of the weekend. Fourth in 3 games. And it's a 3-1 BU lead.
Riverhawk fans thought there could be a penalty a few seconds before this. As Summerby's going to be battling with McGrath. Sticks up. McGrath gets the Summerby gets the stick up there. No call. The official's looking right at it. So no penalty. And then Summerby's going to push the pace, push the puck up. D starts at 2-on-1. Holman's waiting away. Look at the 5-hole on Boyle. He enticed, but he couldn't close quickly enough. That's a big, big goal, as icing's called there, because TC, Lowell was starting to have some good offensive zone time. That's a goal that Boyle will like back, no question about it. The 2-on-1, and that's going to happen. But here, Greer, quick puck up, nice skate to stick, waiting and waiting. Playing in the middle is Suter, he's got it covered, and you can also tell that Boyle just off his angle a little bit there, but the 5-hole goal gets in.
Holman, the senior out of Arlington, Texas, had 2 goals Saturday night in the win against Merrimack to make it a sweep over the Warriors. Had a goal last night and a goal tonight. Senior leadership here in the playoffs. Holman now with 87 career points in 141 games.
Goal last night, a shot on goal as well. I like, he's really, you know, you mentioned him being a senior, and this is not an old team, as we've talked about as well, the youngest in the NCAA. He seemed to really take charge here. You know, he understands that the star power of that top line. I think he's relished that opportunity just to be with these guys, and he's seen a lot of second and third pairs, Tom. That helps make it easier on him, too.
Olsen gets rocked by Cameras there. Balajian keeps it in and gets it back on the far side. Looking for Olsen. It's deflected away in the Riverhawks. Trying to skate it out, but Matt Ling does a good job getting after Zach Cameras. Puck loose at center. Taken in by Mueller. Mueller knocked off the puck and it comes away to center ice. Long pass for Kaplan. McGrath got a piece of it. Grizzlick there for the Terriers. BU captain all the way up to Nolan. Nolan tries this shot, but it's off the stick. And it heads up into the netting. 13:15 to go. Once again, a 2-goal lead for the Terriers here in the Hockey East Championship game.
Welcome back to the Garden. It's a 3-1 game, and just last month BU was here. They won the Bean Pod. When I was talking to head coach David Quinn about it, he said he hopes that experience really helps them here in the finals tonight. He also told me he has a very confident team on his hands, but then was quick to add that they're not a cocky team. Now, I know I'm working with 2 very confident men tonight, Tom Karen and Billy Jaffe, but you guys, you have your head screwed on straight. You know there's a fine line between confidence and cockiness, right?
Billy?
Let's move on.
Well played, Sarah. We'll leave it at that. Well played. Second period here.
She just called us out without calling us out.
That's well done.
Yes, exactly.
Not easy to do. Sarah will be ice level for the post-game ceremonies, post-game interviews tonight about how this plays out. Great to have her aboard here in the championship game. Boston University trying to add to that lead. A very crucial time here for the UMass Lowell Riverhawks, Billy. They got to stabilize this and not let BU pull this game out.
Yeah, and the second period, we mentioned this last night, it's worth mentioning again, have not been Lowell's. In fact, they've been their worst period. Now, they only have a -3 coming into this game, but they're dramatically different. Goals for, goals against in the first period, 48-24 in favor of Lowell, and then 46-32 in favor of Lowell in the third period. So they're a negative in the second period, the only period that this year, over the season, they've had a hard time with.
Riverhawks going to use the speed to make something happen. Mueller moves away from Oxenden, but it's taken there in stride and with speed by Homan. So we've got one this period. We're going to add to it there. Summerby steps up, plays it along the boards and gets it back. Now shooting lane is there, and he fires it just wide. Nice play there as Michael Fallon chips it away. Numbers favoring the Riverhawks. Fallon heading with Smith. Great sliding effort there by Doyle Summerby to take away the passing lane.
Helps out Diffley, who is a player that stood up probably when he shouldn't, that allowed the initial 2-on-1. 2-on-1 for the Riverhawks, and they never got a shot away. Good pressure here by Fallon, so they get an offensive zone faceoff. Now let's take a look at Diffley, who's going to step up, and we'll also take a look. He's already stepped up there. Look at Summerby. He's saying to Diffley, help me out. Take that guy. I'll come over. And at the last second, uses his 6'5" frame beautifully, extends with the stick, gets it out there. Doyle Summerby worked so hard in the offseason on his power skating and on his ability to turn laterally, get himself in even better situation. New York Islanders draft pick. He's going to take some time to develop, but he has done. I mean, eons different from last year, TC. This guy's got pro potential written all over him.
He's got the size. If he continues this improvement, they think he could be a strong pro. The sophomore of Marblehead, Mass. and Kimball Union Academy. Grizzlick slides it across. Now that shot comes through. It's blocked. We got a penalty coming up. And the whistle blown here, so we're going to have
BU.
A power play for UMass Lowell.
I think it might have been Balargian. He was down low and he was talking to the official. No, it looks like
it's going to be Matt Lane.
Matt Lane,
going to the box.
Not Balargian. Going to be called for interference. That I know. I saw a bump. I didn't think at first to the naked eye was that big of a deal.
Call it goaltender interference.
Here comes Lane. Boyle is in his position. Oh yeah, gets him right there. Okay, good call. You know, look, remember we saw it earlier. So
you've set the standard.
We said
now
stick
be
with it.
Consistent.
Yeah, and that's all you ask out of officiating. Might not agree with it, but if it's going both ways, hard to disagree then.
So the Riverhawks, 1 for 2 on the power play, get another chance. Again, this has been a big part of their playoff success, scoring on better than a third of their playoff power plays here in the Hockey East tournament. Power play goal from Gambardella was a big response after the 2 goals for the Terriers. Now they look for another response, trailing by 2 once again. Taken by Chappie. Gambardella with a quick touch pass. Panico plays it along into the left side. McLeod shielding it there. It comes free. The shot from Chappie. Rebound out front. Great glove save by O'Connor. Mark that one down as he keeps it 3-1 BU.
Great read. Beautiful power move off the right side to his left. And the glove comes up and snaps it out of midair. The shot ticketed for the top corner by the captain, Zach Camras. Step and push. That's the kind of save that you remember as a difference maker. And O'Connor, look at him at the end there, snaps it and shows it to him just a little bit. He's confident. We've heard his coach talk about it as well as he's ever played right now.
Now on the far side, trying to take that momentum and carry it into the offensive zone was Rodriguez, but he lost an edge as he tried to cut back. Glove down in front, played right in front by Smith. It was blocked there as Hickey got in front of the shooter and didn't let the puck through. Matt O'Connor, the junior out of Toronto, the Youngstown Phantoms, undrafted but getting an awful lot of attention this season by scouts.
An unofficial team nutritionist. He is an organic food freak. I'll tell you what, his game is pretty organic right now. Good stuff.
goes off the stick and into the zone from center ice. Still 28 seconds on the power play, taken now by Kaplan down low. The defenseman getting it back. Francis at the point. Is it back over to Kaplan, who plays it along to Gambardella. Gambardella up to the half boards, no one there for the Riverhawks. Now the battle forms. Taken away. There's A.J. White. Gets it started. Kaplan has it. Looks, shoots, fires it wide.
Good battle in front between Diffley and Gambardella down there.
Taken there and cleared out length of the ice. That'll kill off the power play. So the Riverhawks 1-3 on the man advantage tonight. We'll be on the midway point of regulation here. Tom Karen, Billy Jaffe, Sarah Davis with you here at TD Garden tonight. Hockey East Championship game. The Lamorilla Trophy will be presented as soon as it's over. Stay with us for the post-game coverage. All tournament team being named here as well as the MVP. And then the banner raised to the rafters. Up on the right side. Chase Camras. As it taken away, Jack Eichel starts up the ice. Shifting little move around Wallen. 3-on-2 now with Eichel heading in. Grizzly heads to the net. Eichel drops it back, looking for O'Regan. Now the numbers favoring the Riverhawks. Wallen heading in. Slides it through to the far side. Suter hustles over. Suter looking, fires it into the mixer, and it's redirected wide. Zink tried to play it back out. Wallen gets it back up to the point. Riverhawks trying to set it up. Out of the reach there of Wallen, but a good job to get the body on it now. Hickey controls, and he gets it up length of the ice. Touched by Rodriguez, or no icing. The Hawks trying to stretch things out against BU here as Fortunato takes it back in. Brandon Fortunato, an assist in each of the last 4 games as he plays it up along. Up behind the net now, puck never got through. Summerby tries to step up after it and does. So they're ahead of Chappie, played in deep. The Riverhawks control that. Here comes Chappie with space into the offensive zone. Chappie working wide on the right side. Swings it away from Summerby, but goes down behind the net. Mueller fires it in, it's redirected wide. And the whistle blows at 7:36 remaining. Matt O'Connor, 32 saves last night. 10 tonight, none better than that. 3-1, his Terriers lead.
All right, welcome back. 3-1 the score, BU over. Now, I want to keep an eye on this. This is Matt Grzelcyk right here. You have the puck right here as well on the stick of Eichel. Go ahead and roll it. Look what's going to try and happen. Eichel's going to try and move it over. But there now is a turnover. Now, stop it again one more time. Here's Grzelcyk. He's going to put his head down to get back to the middle of the ice. Go ahead and roll it. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guys coming up the ice, but also the speed of Belargian is going to get to the middle of the ice. They're going to take away, stop it again right there. Look at the numbers that BU has back, as you can see them all back in there. You got 1, you got 2, you got 3. They're all forwards. They hit the wrong one. Go ahead again and roll it. Good back check there by Eichel as well. Yes, the puck ends up on the stick of Lowell, but it's controlled, protected middle of the ice by BU after what could have been a very dangerous transition the other way.
Gambardella off the draw. Smith fires into a crowd. Couldn't get it through. Gambardella has been tremendous in the face-off circle. Gloria trying to come away with it. Kept in on the right point by Camras. Behind the net, Gambardella. Working it out of the right circle. Knocked down there by Hickey. And on his knees, Gambardella was able to keep it in for a moment. Great shift by Joe Gambardella.
He puts it on the line every time he's out there. Gotta like the way he plays.
There's the shot. It's blocked in front and loose. Hickey will play it out. The Hawks reload. Here's Camras. Getting it through to Gambardella, entering the zone with speed. Turns and tries to get it back to Smith, but it comes out to neutral ice once again. Under 7 minutes remaining here in the second period. Turnover there as Rodriguez tried to flip it out to neutral ice. Chappie behind the net. Back to Zink at the point. Zink through to Kaplan. Turning, McGrath waits. That one floats over everybody, including the crossbar. Rodriguez had it for a moment. Chappie battling for it there. Kaplan, the defenseman, behind the net now, takes it out. Backhander. O'Connor with the save, and he covers it up. 3-1, BU with the lead here. Now, you know how some TV guys have that great TV head of hair, Billy? For years, I wasn't one of them. Then I saw Dr. Robert Leonard and did something about it. Got a hair transplant from New England's premier hair loss surgeon. He's performed the procedure on the likes of Wes Welker, Chris Gronkowski, Lyndon Byers, and even me. Don't put up with thinning hair. I didn't. You want to call Dr. Leonard at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Go online, hairdr.com.
Lowell's controlled a lot of the play in the last few minutes. Over 8 minutes now, BU hasn't had a shot. 8-16 and counting, to be exact.
Colin Tone behind the net. Colin Tone hit there, trying to battle through as Homan came in. It's been a great stretch of possession hockey for the Riverhawks here. Now you try to convert that into a goal to cut the lead to 1.
They've picked up Boyle, the Riverhawks have. It wasn't a great goal that he allowed, but they've put him on his back, or on their back, so to speak, as the glove save is made.
Edward files that one, and O'Connor right now playing confidently and protecting that 2-goal lead for BU.
Tender O'Connor for BU has only faced 13 shots in this game, but he's only given up 1 goal, and he's been very solid, and we use the term confident. We also use the term square for him, and really nice at absorbing rebounds. This one, the puck goes off his shoulder. There's no way he can control that rebound, but look at that save, and he shakes his head. Nuh-uh, you're not getting that one by me right there. There's confidence, and there's also a little bit on the edge there of being a little cocky, but that's what you want out of your netminder as you take a look at that .930 save percentage, BU's single season record.
It would be the best in the history, and you look at some pretty good goalies there. Reagan, Curry, McGuire. Go back to DiPietro. You can go on and on. Field, some of the great goalies. Daskalakis, Larocque, Kieran Milan.
I'm hearing 8 teams, 8 National Hockey League teams interested in his services. But that's another conversation for another day. Still a lot of hockey he's hoping to be played in for BU.
Michael takes it at neutral ice, spins it back to the defenseman. Played up to the point there and kicked back out. Fortunato will chip it in, but he's got to wait. His teammates to pull back on side. 5 minutes remaining here in the second period. It was 2-1 Boston University on goals from Grizzly and Eichel in the first. And Bardella had answered back in the power play. Now Homan here in the second, making it 3-1. And that top line coming in looking for more. Eichel flips it over towards O'Regan with the puck loose to the far side. Boyer got it started. He tried to find McGrath. Summerby picks it up in stride, but offside. They were caught in a change over there on the far side. The whistle brings it out.
Yeah, I just like the way that, BU, even though they've been in their own zone for a while, that they can play different type of hockey games. They can beat you in different ways. And even though that they spent an extended period of time in their own zone, didn't have a shot for that over 8-minute mark right there, you can tell, young team, but not a team that gets too rattled. And that's one of the reasons why they haven't lost consecutive games this year. They make adjustments well. And I think Coach Quinn gets through to his players very well. They have a lot of respect for what he's done there in a short period of time.
Lane on the turnover. Puck poked away there by Boyle. Hasn't seen much action there in a little while and got involved in that aggressively. Balargian had his stick knocked away in the collision.
Big step up.
Taken back just inside the BU zone as Diffley plays it across, takes it back from Summerby. Ryan Diffley gets it over center and then dumps it in. Grizzlick now coming in. It plays it around along the left side. Homan in front of Oxenden, fires it just wide. Looking for his 24th of the year, Ati Oxenden. As the puck came all the way back and quickly, Grizzlick will send it up ahead to Oxenden. Tied up just inside. Colin Tone will bring it out for Lowell. Puck comes free down on the far side.
That's a good no call there.
The Riverhawk Nation Nation did not agree with you.
Yeah, Waller went down a little too easy.
Grizzly sends it in, and it's redirected, and it's taken away by Panica. Race to the near side. Glove down by Panico, and he gets over to it quickly. Otherwise, Moran would have been all alone. Four-man scrum of the wall, and it comes back to Fortunato. His dump in is blocked, and then fired all the way in by Colin Tone. The shift for the Riverhawks comes out to neutral ice. Mueller back for Suter. Jake Suter. Long pass ahead. Edward running into traffic. Suter, by the way, playing in his 153rd game for UMass Lowell. That is tied for 5th most in Riverhawks history. Fallon getting it over to the left side. Cambrass didn't get it through. Now the battle in front. Cambrass back across the left side for Mueller. They get it through to Cambrass. He waits, he shoots. It was redirected wide. Now bouncing to the left of O'Connor.
Good play by Phelps to get in the way of Cameras.
Shot found its way through. Save made by O'Connor. BU happy to clear.
Yeah, that time Cameras doesn't wait as long. He just gets the puck and rifles it, punches it through to the net right there. BU doing a pretty good job of getting 6 in lanes and bodies too.
Mueller back into the zone, a testing backhand. O'Connor kicks it away. He was outshot by UNH last night. Matt O'Connor with 32 saves. Riverhawks out shooting the Terriers 15-12 here tonight. 8-4 here in the second. Gambardella, the lone goal for UMass Lowell. Hard pass off the stick of Zink. Kapla gets it started. The pass back to the circle, and the shot comes through. Save made as C.J. Smith was looking for his 17th of the year.
Well, again, zone time and possession time by Lowell. And as they use a low to high play, the pull-up move, right here they're going to gain control of it. Smith's going to be in the middle of the ice waiting, and he's available for the pass. Nice little chip to himself there. Getting the puck with Loria and getting it over for the quick shot to Smith. Nice hand-eye coordination and a good rifle, but again, no rebound off of O'Connor, who I really like how his ability or his reads on the play. He's anticipating well, Tom, and he's getting set for that shot very quickly.
Riverhawks out shooting the Terriers 8-1 since the home and goal. O'Connor's been the difference. Now a little centering pass there was blocked right in front. Chappie plays it away for Francis. Final minute of play here in the second period. Terriers protecting a 2-goal lead. Kapla trying to get one back, takes it down, tries to play it back. Now a 2-on-1 as Olsen goes in with Grizzly. Olsen for Grizzly to Olsen, he scores! Tic-tac-toe and a 4-1 lead.
Lowell's going to pinch at the blue line. Francis can't cover coming back, and it's a 2-on-1. There's Francis up there. The D have already pinched, and now it's a 2-on-1 the other way. Coming back, pass is going to come over, and then back over to Olsen. He just kind of punches it in. But the inability for Lowell to keep the puck in, and then the 2-on-1 the other way. That one, a good, well-executed 2-on-1, a good goal, not off the skate, but off the stick and in. Gets BU a big 3-goal lead.
Olsen had a goal disallowed on an offside call back in the first period. Second time is the charm. He gets his 6th of the season on the assist from Grizzly. And the final minute of play now winding down. A strong period for Lowell, but in the end they get outscored. So far 2-0 with the final 12 seconds winding down here in this period.
Assisted by number 5, Matt Grizzly, and number 21, Matt Blake.
Gambardella skates through first. O'Connor out, plays it. Sent in by Smith at the period ends. Boston University, a perfect 17-0 when they lead after 2, and they lead by 3 here tonight.
I go back to the comment I made a few minutes ago, Tom. They can beat you in different ways. They're being opportunistic in this game. And, you know, their top line came out and played well in the first. Second period a bit spotty, but again, they're taking advantage, and this is worth seeing their dynamic depth. It wasn't the big line scoring. It was Olsen scoring right there. Talking second, third line guys Give them credit and give O'Connor credit. Made that big save on Camras. Could be the game changer, as you talked about.
Nicholas Olson, a recruited walk-on at Boston University, walks in and gets his 6th of the year for a 4-1 lead. Jamison Coyle on the other side of the break.
Matt, you get the assist on that last goal. You scored earlier tonight. You scored twice in the Beanpot Finals. Is there something special about the Garden here that you're able to be so successful?
Maybe I'm just a little more comfortable than everyone else, considering I got to skate here when I was younger and stuff. But I think my teammates are playing great. I'm trying to feed off that energy.
Matt O'Connor with a highlight reel glove save in the second period. How much of a difference maker has he been in the last 40 minutes for you guys?
He's been like that all year for us. Seems like whenever it's a tight game, we can always count on OC to make a big save, and I think that really jumpstarts our offense.
20 minutes left to play. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Guys.
Coverage of tonight's Hockey East Championship game is brought to you in part by Subaru of New England. Boston University leading it 4-1 after 2 periods of play, 20 minutes away from ending the 2-year reign of the Riverhawks as Hockey East champions. BU head coach David Quinn spoke with Sarah Davis.
Coach, we've seen some great saves out of Matt O'Connor tonight. What have you liked about his play?
Well, he's kind of picking up where he left off last night. I thought he did a great job last night, you know, being poised and composed, handling the puck, looks very confident, and he's been confident all night long tonight, and we've needed him to be. I mean, you know, we got up 3-1, and they really turned it up a notch there. Obviously, their season's on the line. Not only they're playing for a championship, they're playing for their season, and we've got to find a way to match their desperation this last period because, you know, they're going to come out hard.
3-goal lead, 20 minutes left. How do you match that desperation?
Well, you've just got to live in the moment. You can't let the score dictate how you're going to play. You got to play smart, but you can't take your foot off the pedal. You got to keep after them, and we've got to make sure we continue to make smart decisions. We got to tighten a little bit up defensively, and we got to make better decisions at the defensive blue line. I think we've turned too many pucks over.
Good luck in the third.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, Sarah, thanks very much. There have not been a lot of games this season for Boston University where the goalie has been the headline story. He has been tonight.
And last night. He was. I mean, that's why we featured him in our open, because if it wasn't for O'Connor's play, especially in that first period, stopped 10 of 11 against UNH, could have been a whole different situation.
So the Terriers now will bank it out. And it'll be taken back there by Camras. For much of that second period, the University of Massachusetts at Lowell dominated control in the offensive zone, but they could not turn that into a goal. They were shut out in that second period. The glove save by O'Connor, the exclamation point on the defensive effort by Boston University. 2 goals in each of the first 2 periods for the BU Terriers, as a team that won just 10 games last season now is closing in on win number 25 in a Hockey East Championship. But a lot of hockey left to play. And as you heard David Quinn say, he would expect the Riverhawks to bring their best here in the third.
Yeah, and he wants his team to live in the moment, be smart with pucks, especially not turning them over. And right there, Jack Eichel doesn't reach the red line. And he tries dumping it in, going to go off, assumingly for a shorter shift than that one we saw in the second period there, TC. But now he's got to stay out there due to the icing that was called.
We've played a minute here in the third, and it's Oxenden carrying it over center and firing it deep. Rest of the change finishing up here for the Terriers as Chappie plays it along, and O'Connor gets back there for Boston University. To center ice, into the UMass end. Taken there by Kaplan. Kaplan brings it around to the far side, plays it off the boards, knocked down by Summerby. Battle for it here, neutralized, taken right back by BU. Boston University, a 4-1 win last night in the semifinals over the University of New Hampshire. A balanced offense throughout the season. 3 20-goal scores. First time that's happened since 1995-96. Pandolfo, Drew, Bates, and Greer. All guys who went on to NHL success. Scoring in the 20s that season. The Riverhawks, meantime, no one with 20 goals, but they have had a strong team effort over the second half of the season. They were the last team in the country to lose a conference game, the Riverhawks, then hit the bump in the road, losing 5 of 6 before rolling into the championship game here with just 1 loss in the last 9 games. But despite their strong season, despite 21 wins, they need a win tonight. Makes it the NCAA tournament next weekend. The road to the Garden here in Hockey East, culminating with tonight's championship, but in the national picture, the road to the Garden takes you to the Frozen Four here in April. It comes back to TD Garden. Fortunato fires it into a big crowd, bounces around. A.J. White gets to it. Nifty little backhand pass there by Fallon. Fallon has to get after it here on the near side. It's actually Zink who skates up behind him. Now Fallon will play it in. Get it back to Zink. Space on the far side. Shot is deflected up into the netting, out of play there, as Kapla was alone on the far side.
I'll show you a few scores from out of town that will definitely have impact, or could have impact, on Hockey East teams. There's Harvard turning it on the end of the season. Teddy Donato's squad getting healthy and getting happy. Michigan and Minnesota, that game being played at Joe Louis Arena. No score between the Wolverines. And we're told Denver beat North Dakota 5-1. That was for the 3rd place game in the NCHC.
There's Eichel. He pulls back, rips one wide. The rebound around to the near boards and now played out. The kick down there by Diffley. He'll send it in and Boyle to knock it down. Boston University. O'Regan knocks the man off the puck. Trying to get it back to Eichel. Eichel fanned on the one-timer. Collision back there. Stick knocked out of the hands of Summerby, and a penalty here on the slash against Kaplan. I beg your pardon, it is Smith who goes in on the slash.
Here's the play right here. He's going to come over there on Summerby. Brings the stick down. Summerby has it in one hand. I always get the argument that the guy's got to be stronger holding on to that stick, but seemingly all the time now, anytime there's any type of emotion where you bring the stick down, we'll call it a chopping motion like that, that the penalty is called. So shorthanded with 16 minutes remaining here in the period for Lowell.
So Boston University back on the power play, just the 2nd power play of the game. Riverhawks, one of the least penalized teams in the nation, so no surprise there. Grizzly fires it through with a save made by Boyle. He covers it up.
Oxenden in front of the net looking for that redirection, as he has done a beautiful job of this season as a forward. Again, you talked about it yesterday. He's really been able to seamlessly make his way to becoming a forward with great ease, and he's got real good instincts. Still wears that number 2 though, so I see him all the time, and I think as a defenseman back there, out of position, but he is anything but out of position. He is in his element up front.
Grizzly with a goal and an assist tonight. The goal came on the power play, and he's on the power play here from the point when he got that started. Glove down by Rodriguez, and a nice pass through. It comes to Eichel. Eichel looks, fires the shot. Save made. Eichel after the rebound behind the net. Battling there with a couple of Riverhawks. Knocked down by Rodriguez, who's got time to play the puck in deep. Lane in back of the net as they circle it all the way around for Grizzly. Grizzly looking for space, skates over to the right side. Left side now, Rodriguez couldn't get that shot free. Goes off, and Bardella, and Boyle had to be ready for it, and he was. Quick reaction for the UMass Lowell.
Look what I found. He said it hits him, but he's ready. And it comes into his midsection there as Eichel's going to take the hit from Kaplan to make the play over to the sidewall. Little pass attempt off the left wing half circle, or through the left wing half circle. Deflects, I mean, almost, you couldn't draw it up any better, almost perfectly. Right at Boyle, but he holds on to it.
On the left side, they move it along, and it's played up, but then tapped away. Comes out to neutralize. Homan back behind the play, very slow to get up as he slowly limps back towards the BU bench. Keep an eye on him. You saw him just going through the door there. Over on the BU side at the top of your screen, here's Belargian looking to get it back to Eichel. It was broken up. Eichel in front. The puck goes wide. Fortunato has it on the right side. Remember, the Riverhawks lead the nation with 10 shorthanded goals this season, so they're not afraid to jump up into the play shorthanded. Back the other way come the Terriers on the power play. Eichel leaves it there, and Lane had it poked away.
Well, Mueller was the one who ended up running into Homan, and there he ends up taking down Eichel. One-man wrecking crew on that shift.
White sends it in deep. Smith out of the box. We're back to even strength. But 6 minutes gone now here in the third period. It's still a 3-goal lead for the Terriers. Moria into the offensive zone. McGrath chops at it far side. Moran's nifty stick work to get control of it in the Terriers now. Sending it up ahead, Roberto. Looks around behind the net, shields it there as he battles with Panico. Good job by Tommy Panico, the freshman out of Wall, New Jersey. Come away with that puck and get it out to neutral ice. McGrath taking it from Fallon in space, getting it back out in front. Nobody there, but it comes back to the point. Kapla sends it through, and it got by everybody. Good stick work by the defenseman, Michael Kapla. Now on a redirect, they get it back. Kapla scores! The defenseman, Michael Kapla, his 7th of the season. They're united in blue here at the Garden, and it's a 2-goal lead now for the Terriers.
One of the 3 defensemen to put up over 23 points coming into this game for the Riverhawks. Gets that nice shot off. The shot's going to come from the point. Puck is going to carry him perfectly right back there. You see, number 23 Fallon's going to pick it up, dishes it right back to Kapla. The quick shot beats the set of O'Connor. He can't get over there quickly enough. Tickets it for the top corner, but it's that little quick pass. Fallon is ready for the puck to come to him, doesn't hesitate, just dusts it off, puts it back into the shooting position for Kapla. And just a 2-goal deficit now for the Riverhawks.
Signs of life here in the third period, looking for more as Smith gains the line with the puck. Gambardella hustles over after 3 Riverhawks on the far side, including Edward, who plays it along the end boards. Kapla takes it, plays it out in front. Falling, Edward got a shot on net, and O'Connor makes the save. A little desperation here, and it's working for the Riverhawks as Gambardella controls it on the left side along the boards, battling there. He gets it up towards the high slot, but it's taken away there, and Greer will play it out for Oxen.
Big save by O'Connor there. Gets the left pad on it, does it again calmly.
Fallon and Zink assisting on the goal by Kapla at 6:47, 7th of the season for the defenseman. And it's a 2-goal game with 12:23 to go. Hickey for Grizzly, near side. Matt Grizzly. And poked away for a moment, but they get it out to Rodriguez. Here's Eichel. Going in with O'Regan. Jack Eichel skates around the left side and plays towards the back of the net. Pulled back away there by Robert Francis. Panico played it up and it went off the skate, came out to O'Regan. Now Chappie for the Riverhawks. For McGrath with speed into the zone. Offside will be the whistle there as Chappie went in. Let's take a timeout. Signs of life from the Riverhawks as Michael Kapla gets his 7th goal of the season.
All right, let's go back to the goal. Kapla's going to be back in there. Look, the forecheck is going to start right here. Go ahead and roll it, guys. You'll end up seeing nice little pass to the middle of the ice, and then BU has a chance to move it. But in comes Kapla right there, and a nice little dance move as he moves his way to the middle of the ice. Now follow him all the way around. Kapla's going to come right back. You see him? He's going to be in that area there. The little bump pass is going to come right back there, and then the shot. Tickets upstairs. But Kapla, he follows the play, or he follows the puck as he got himself into the play, showing some good maneuverability in his 7th goal of the season. Gives the Riverhawks a lot of life with a little more than half the period remaining here in the third.
Well, they say the 2-goal lead is the most dangerous one in hockey. I still think it's better than being down by 2 goals in the third period, but you now have the Riverhawks battling back. And feeling a little sense of life here as it's dumped in by Lorion and stopped there by O'Connor. White coming in, battling for the rebound.
Yeah, they've had to bring it a few times in this game, meaning they've had to find that inner strength to say, oh, come on, guys, you know what? Let's keep that battle level up. And this is what one of the characteristics of this man and Norm Bazin and his club. And he resonates, whatever he says, it gets through to his team so darn well, TC. He's got this quality as a coach, which is one of the hardest things that I know Cahoon could talk about, the ability to get through to your players, whether it's with emotion or making in-game adjustments. Norm Bazin does it as well as anybody that I've been around for a while now. And this team, they're still feeling it. Yes, they're down by 2. But right now, you can't tell.
Michael pokes it away from Zink, and he sends that one up into the netting. Good job by Kapla, who got back to keep away an easy shot.
If we had an overall clock to tell the entire puck possession time, I got to imagine that it would be, easily in favor of Lowell, especially that second period stretch where they dominated and they kept BU off the shot board for over 9 minutes or so they got to. So they've done a lot of right things this game as icing's going to be called off the faceoff.
I want to give Boyle credit for that save. Didn't realize he'd gotten a piece of that shot from Eichel, but he did.
And he's responded okay after that goal. That third goal it just wasn't a great one to give up. And I don't know if it was nerves or just being off his mark just a little bit, or just unfortunately it happens sometimes, and it's the last line of defense. You take the heat.
Cleared out. Icing again, so we'll come back the other way.
Well, not taking any chances are Lowell. They're making sure that they're getting the puck high and up off the glass. And BU wants to kind of do the same thing. They don't want to be back on heels. They want to be on toes. They want to get themselves going, and not so much looking for offensive chances, but just don't change their game. It doesn't make sense to go into a shell here in the third period.
Battle down in the corner. It is poked away and just out of the zone by C.J. Smith. As it comes out to neutral ice, and Edward gains the line. Rodriguez back out. Approaching the midway point of this third period. UMass Lowell with the lone goal of the period, but still the Riverhawks trail by 2. Get it through to McGrath on the left side. McGrath trying to get around Gifley. Gifley badgering, but McGrath lunging and gets after it. Plays it along in the corner. McGrath had left it for Camras, who went into the corner and played that out in front. Came through to Mueller. Glove down by Camras. Great positioning. After all of that, down low in the offensive structure, he gets back to center ice and is able to send it in deep, but it's an offside call. An icing call.
Yeah, icing call.
We'll bring it out.
No, but again, you're seeing BU protecting their zone, protecting the house, protecting the lead as best that they can. They know that they're against a very well-structured team, and David Quinn understands that his team can't take any chances. He talked about that with Sarah heading into the third period, and so far they haven't here in this third.
Down in the corner, Matt Lane battles through for Boston University. Puck comes away, and it's McGrath trying to quick pass. Played right back in by Olsen, Nicholas Olsen. Leaving it for Lane. Lane takes the hit, knocked off the puck, hit by Mueller. Mueller gets hit in return, but the Riverhawks were able to get back after it defensively. It was Olsen, who's as strong as an ox, a truck coming in on the rails, a train hitting you in the corner.
And he gives this BU team a different element up front. He gives them that physical presence, that straight line kind of coming right after you. He's got to be careful with regard to the charge at times. Sometimes might take an extra stride or two, and he doesn't need to when he goes from point A to point B.
Fallon got it started. A.J. White trying to get it through to Kapla. Unable to keep it in. It just came out over the line. We'll take timeout beyond the midway point of this third period. Championship Saturday at the Garden. Norm Bazin's team down by 2.
9:05 remaining in the third period. BU up by 2 over the Riverhawks. We showed you some out-of-town scores a few minutes ago. Here are the pairwise rankings, and I think, 11 or 12 of the, probably 11 spots are pretty well locked up some games that are being played, still obviously have some impact, especially the University of Michigan-Minnesota game. Michigan ends up winning. That could change some things as they'll bump in, and Minnesota should stay in at that 10 mark. There's a few different permutations right there. Michigan now up 2-1 in that game. Boy, Michigan's been on a nice little roll here at the end of the season in the Big Ten tournament. But if you're a team on the outside, or there's a few teams, I should say, that you just want the, as what do you call it, chalk,
yes,
to win the rest of the way. If this one plays out here, obviously Lowell will not end up getting a bid. Providence could be affected by an outcome or two coming up. So there's a few spots that are still to be had, and we won't know them until all the games are done. And remember, the WCHA and the National Hockey, the NHCH is, or NCHC is still to be determined because it's being played a little later.
Penalty coming up against the Riverhawks, and as it's touched by Kapla, the whistle blows. And with 8:38 to go, BU leading by 2. We'll get a power play.
Sorry for that long explanation of pairwise. It still confuses me a bit, who's in and who's out, but that's why I didn't take math that long. Zink going to end up getting the call here. It's Dylan Zink behind the net. He's trying to work Evan Rodriguez. He's going to end up getting called for the hold coming up right there. Puts the arm up into the chest and then throws him down. Both officials had the call.
So big opportunity here. Boston University has not been able to get much going offensively here in the third period. We'll do the face-off again. Now in the power play, an opportunity to rebuild that 3-goal lead. 30 power play goals in the last 22 games for the Terriers.
Just one power play in this game, 1 for 1.
Now they'll reset the clock here after dropping the puck. Put a second back on.
Beg your pardon, it's the third power play. Again, numbers.
Didn't want to correct you.
No, you should correct me.
Well, the numbers, they get up as high as 2. I know they get.
Oh my gosh! You know, I'm looking at it and I'm looking at my notes and I'm having a nice brain cramp.
Problem is, I am so uncertain of my numbers that correcting you would have put me out in a perilous position. That's why I was the kid in the back row of the math class, keeping my hand down.
Well, at least you actually win.
Speaking of math, we're having a rough time with the clock here. We finally get the right numbers back up there. 8:37 to go, full 2 minutes on the power play. And taken out now by the Riverhawks. Camras, the defenseman, carrying it up, fires a shot off the stick of Rodriguez into the netting.
Really got to love
face off down to the BU end.
Gotta love the way this guy plays. And Zach Camras has brought it. Had a big monster game in Game 3 against Notre Dame, scoring those 2 goals, some big hits. Really was a difference maker to get his team to the Garden for the semis. Real strong game last night. He skates beautifully, reads the play well, effective at both ends of the ice. He knows he's playing to play another day as an NCAA player at Lowell.
146th career game for the senior out of Atlanta, the Sioux City Musketeers.
I'll tell you, his younger brother, Jake, is going to be a heck of a player.
Rodriguez moves it over to the left side. They get it through to Eichel on the half board. Eichel had it deflected there by Mueller. Mueller back to help out behind it. Oxen in there, O'Regan there. And it's Oxen who gets it back to Rodriguez for Grizzly. And Grizzly slides it over to the far side.
Really attacking the point man. You can see here, Lowell. They're trying to push it and get an opportunity to go the other way.
But Eichel stays with it. It goes off the skate, off the post, and out to neutral ice.
I think just like earlier in the game when he scored a goal, when he was looking to pass it over to O'Regan, I think here he loses control of the puck, but he ends up trying to do some stuff. He's got magical hands, as Jack Eichel. And again, he can do it at high speed, in traffic, and he's got that attitude of, I'm going to try things. Here he's going to spin away from Camras. 2 good players going at each other right there, and then so strong on that bottom hand. It goes off the skate of Mueller and almost into the net. I think he's looking to try, absolutely, trying to pass it over to Oxen in that area off the skate, but there's Boyle.
He will do the unexpected, and it will often work out well. In fact, it's worked out to the tune of 65 points. The top scorer in the nation as a freshman.
The most since Paul Kariya, right? 92, 93.
Well, yes, that's correct. A BU record now, the most by a freshman since Paul Korea. You start getting the comparisons to Korea and Drury. We said last night, the first Hockey East player to win both the Rookie of the Year and Player of the Year since Paul Korea, and only the third ever. Brian Leach, the other one. You start getting in that rarefied air of some of the great college hockey careers ever. And Eichel.
And a different era, obviously, and a different style of game. So what are those 65 points? What does that equate to, comparing it to Paul Korea's? Is it close to 100? I don't know.
It might be, yeah. Here's Oxenden down the doorstep. And he got the shot away because Kapla was right on him. Here's Grizzly over to the left side. Eichel for O'Regan. Danny O'Regan ups it back. Shot from Grizzly. Scribble on the rebound. Getting back his Chappie to swipe it away. Played along. Well by Grizzly, who gets knocked off the puck, and he gets it back. Grizzly shot is turned aside by Boyle. Rebound, control, out to Rodriguez. Rodriguez fires it wide, trickling towards the net. No motion of a goal. In fact, the signal is no goal as Boyle falls back on it.
What a good power play for BU. And they're not hesitating. And remember how aggressive Lowell was up top. So what does BU end up doing? They move the play down low. And when they move it down low, all the blue sweaters come down low. So that opens up the point man. And there's the shot. And coming in, and you also see Grizzly coming in too. And, you know, look, that's the kind of power play that will make BU Terriers head coach Quinn happy, you know, because he's going to say, we didn't sit back. We did what we wanted to do there, and we get the puck into the offensive zone for an extended period of time.
And 2 minutes come off the clock.
Exactly.
6 minutes and 28 seconds remaining. Prior to that power play, the Riverhawks had shown the better momentum, the better aggressiveness here in the third period. Can they get it going again after killing off that 2-minute penalty? So they've got to win a face-off down in the defensive zone. Camras fires it hard around. Getting a piece of it there was Smith, who chips it out to center ice. Olsen can't get it past Smith. Good job there by C.J. Smith. Tried one last move. The puck came away and is now cleared away. Camras wins the race back. Gets the puck now. To Michael Fallon, who starts up the ice. No icing. O'Connor comes out to play. Out in front, and he calmly gloves that one after the shot came in from Fallon. Plays it along as well. Fallon now giving it through to White. A.J. White finds room. A.J. White fires a shot into a crowd, and it just goes wide. Puck comes out. Net comes off. Whistle blown. And the play stops with 5:32 to go.
Mammoth traffic in front of the net. C.J. Smith was there trying to find the puck. He's battling it out with McLeod. There's numbers in front, but that doesn't seem to bother O'Connor. And then he's going to get pushed back, dumped back into the crease, or into the netting, beg your pardon. McLeod gives it to Suter. There's Smith. Let's see where the contact is made. Smith gets actually bumped in by McLeod just a bit. So it's a little self-inflicted wound there.
Good pressure there by the Riverhawks. I asked the question, could they pick it up after the power play? They certainly did over the last minute. Winning the draw here, but a good diving effort by Oxenden to clear.
How about that play as well by O'Connor when he grabbed that shot just to keep playing it? He knows that's called game management there. Keep the clock going as much.
Here's Eichel. Burst of speed. Eichel scores! The off-speed pitch does it again. Fourth goal of the weekend for the top scorer in the nation.
You know, he's going so fast. This acceleration is just gorgeous to watch. You almost miss it because he seems to be the same stride. But right there, he's going to turn in, uses the left leg of leverage, and Boyle has got to read the play. It's hard for a netminder. He's got to read depth on this guy who's so fast. Look how fast he's coming back into the crease because of the acceleration of Jack Eichel. And he opens up the 5-hole. because of that. He can't get cleanly set there, TC, because reading the speed of a player that fast is so tough for a goaltender. You see him bearing down on it like that. Even though it doesn't seem pretty, it's a thing of beauty because of the way he accelerates the puck.
People who watch this team every game say Eichel didn't have his best game last night, but he had 2 goals. Tonight, he came out on a mission. 2 goals and an assist. And Boston University now 4 minutes and 57 seconds away from hoisting the Lamoriello Trophy.
3-goal lead now after that Jack Eichel goal for the BU Terriers. Just 4:57 remaining here in the third period. Let's give you one more look. Coming right at you from the low camera. See that left leg right there? That allows for the extension. Kapla can't come in with it to try and slash her puck away. He ends up getting there, and it's not even a shot. It's more of just a puck position of where he puts it. But again, Boyle, he's coming back so much there, Tom. He's trying to read the play, and at the meantime, he's never really set. That's why the 5-hole is so open. Eichel knows that, puts it through the 5-hole, gets the goal.
And it's a BU freshman record, 66 points for Eichel.
I think you can kind of feel and see the deflation there now in Lowell, in their body language.
They were pressuring, they were pushing, they got 1 back here in the third. But the Terrier offense has been too much for a lot of teams this season.
Heads up. That was a scary shot into the stands right there.
The stands there. We said it before, they have been scoring off in 17 of 18 periods. The Terriers have scored at least 1 goal. You can see everybody's okay up there in the crowd.
Yep.
Good to see him smiling.
Scoring from Roberto and Chrislick at 14:43.
Face off at center ice, under 5 minutes to go. Don't forget, after the game, full coverage of the post-game ceremony, the championship celebration, the hoisting of the banner, the naming of the Hockey East All-Tournament team. Sarah Davis will be on the ice to get you interviews and reaction.
And now you got to assume if the result stays this way, and there's still a little time, and we've seen funnier things, but if it does stay this way, you know, BU pretty much assured a 1 seed in one of the eastern regions, and the 2 eastern regions are Manchester and Providence. By the way, I got one of those wrong yesterday. Yeah, it's South Bend.
Still bugging you, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
South Bend.
Yeah,
South Bend, Indiana, and North Dakota.
Yeah. I do not like getting things wrong. Unfortunately, it happens regularly. The
air is humid.
They just don't fire sometimes.
To air more and more often as we get older is even more humid. So 4 minutes remaining here in regulation. A 5-2 lead for Boston University as the puck comes high up into the air and stays in play. Belargian battles through. Robbie Belargian. Towards the end of the regular season, and kind of battling for his ice time. But they thought the first playoff game against Merrimack was one of his best games of the season.
Man, I feel like he skated very well, very fast.
There's an opportunity for Camras, the senior defenseman, jumping up. Desperately battling here to try to make a late push. Turn a miracle here in the Garden. Boston University team that has not lost a game leading after 2 periods this season. Here's White. Going up the middle, backhand, score! Loria on the follow. It's a 3rd goal of the game for the Riverhawks, and it's a 2-goal game again with 3:08 to go.
Loria with a goal against UVM, and now a goal here, 6th goal of the season, dances his way right down the cut. Makes a nice little move, and here in transition, puck is pushed up there by A.J. White. 2 guys converge on him. That leaves Loria alone. Summerby's going to try and step up after Diffley has already done that. Only one of those guys needs to do that there, and in slides Loria. Backhand move, beautiful, gets the goaltender O'Connor leaning left, and we still got a little time.
Yeah, 3:08 to be exact. Pressure for 1 here, and get a puncher's chance in the final couple of minutes. Riverhawks, of course, had used their timeout earlier. they will not be able to use that here down the stretch. 3 minutes to go. See what they do with the goaltender Boyle.
Got to imagine it soon. You know, 2 to 2.5 minutes.
McGrath tries to play it in deep for Chappie. Chappie unable to get through.
Not even looking right now over at Boyle.
5-3 the score here. 2:35 remaining. Puck carried out now and played all the way up the ice. Picked off there and played up ahead. Left side. France couldn't get to it.
Well, he hasn't even moved once yet, Tom. I gotta, you know, you're down by 2 here.
Here's France now with Chappie. Chappie and Roberto collide. Roberto plays it up ahead, takes the hit, but plays it along for Oxenden. Glove there by Boyle, and he'll hold on with Roberto looking for the rebound. Just 2:03 to go.
Yeah, and I think he would want to move that right there instead of having to set defensive zone face-off, move that. But now he's got to be looking over. They've got to be having a plan. I thought they would have pulled him at no later than the 2-minute mark, and here you are at 2:03. If Lowell can win the face-off, and now Suter is telling him what the plan is. He just went over and talked to him, told him what he wants him to do. I got to imagine if they can exit the zone with the puck, he's going to follow him out of the zone.
BU able to play it in deep now. Kapla chips it out. UMass Lowell couldn't get control, and Boyle stays in. Oxenden fires it on him. A glove save there, and he holds on. Now down to 147.
That's another good example of Oxenden just being a really competent, really good forward in instincts. I mean, this guy's not about just scoring goals. He has the defensive instincts at times, too. He's at the blue line there. He helps thwart the opportunity for Lowell to get the puck into the zone. And what does he do? He doesn't mess with it at the blue line. He puts it on net, knowing that Boyle's going to have to hold on to it. If there's a little bit of pressure, you get the offensive zone face-off.
Eichel line comes back out, and Eichel wins it back to Fortunato. He'll play it in deep. Try to spend as much time deep in the BU zone as they can. Keep Boyle pinned between the pegs. In that Riverhawk net. Quick touch pass, but it's off the mark, and O'Regan sends it along. Rodriguez goes off the skate there. And Rodriguez battling in deep to keep it down low.
Good shift here.
Eichel now takes it, plays it in behind the net, all the way around it comes. Played along by Fortunato, long pass out the center, but fired right back in. Boyle has been unable to leave the UMass Lowell net. And he won't hear on an icing call that'll bring it back. So this has not gone the way the Riverhawks would have wanted. They seem to have some possession around the 3-minute mark, but here for the last minute, they've been pinned in the zone.
Yeah, and that's the chance you take if you don't pull them early. You know, pulling the goaltender creates that excitement, the energy, a little panic perhaps by the opponent. You know the desperation level has been ratcheted up. But how about the shift? Let's not even talk about Lowell here. What about the great play the last few shifts by BU? Smart hockey, aggressive hockey, moving the puck around hockey, smart stuff.
Camera sweeps around. 1 minute remaining in the period. Holman gets after it. Holman behind the net, down, a whistle blows as everyone's hacking away.
Penalty. Closing hand on the puck is going to be the call against BU.
So, a penalty with 54 seconds to go will send Holman to the box. And a chance as they send the player to the box and have the call for UMass Lowell to talk quickly at the bench.
Holman's going to go down, puts his hand on the puck. Can't do that. He knows it. Ref knows it. Ref tells him so. You cannot bring the puck back into you and close your hand on top of it like that.
Penalty means an offensive zone draw for the Riverhawks. Now they can pull the goalie, and it'll be a 6-on-4 situation with 54 seconds to go. Power play and the goalie pulled for the Riverhawks. Power play 1 for 3 tonight for UMass Lowell. Fallon will step in to take the draw. Cam Bardella, Chappie to his left. Cam Bardella controls off the draw, gets it back to the point. Slap shot blocked in front. Cam Bardella trying to get over to battle with Eichel. Eichel able to get it as he was taken down and clear it out the length of the ice. Camras to the right side. Chappie back to the defenseman. Smith on the left point. Looks. Fires it through. Chappie loses the handle and it's cleared away again. Wide to the left, but time winding down now. 15 seconds remaining as the Riverhawks see their dreams of a three-peat winding down here. The quick shot at O'Connor with one more big-time save with 6 seconds left.
And again, he just follows the puck in after really good positioning. But BU doing everything that they need to do here on this penalty kill. Opportunity at the end. They're hoping for the time to run out, but there's Smith with another opportunity. And now the bumming begins, though, for Lowell as they recognize that their season is going to end.
The reality setting in. That man too tough between the pipe. The offense too good for Boston University. They'll drop the puck. The Riverhawks will fire one wide, and as it comes out beyond the blue line, there's a new champion in town. The Boston University Terriers end the 2-year reign of the Riverhawks. BU, the top seed, wins its 8th Hockey East championship.
What a turnaround this year.
And Jack Eichel, the freshman, a huge reason why. The freshman class that came in and took a team that won just 10 games a year ago and turned it into a Hockey East champion.
Confidence and skill. Put those two things together and you get scary good. Definitely one of the best teams in the nation right now, and they're going to have a chance to prove it next week, starting Friday or Saturday, depending on where they get put. Got to expect they'll be a number 1. Manchester or Providence, where they will be playing.
The handshake at the end, two teams that battled so hard for 3 periods, showing their mutual respect. At the end of a Hockey East championship that went to the top seed BU Terriers, a team that didn't lose a playoff game. Sweeping Merrimack, defeating New Hampshire, and now knocking off the reigning champs in the championship game.
And you know, you really got to tip your hat to them. You know, Tom, the way that they played, they had some dynamic goals, and we saw Eichel with some dynamic plays. But it wasn't about crazy end-to-end hockey, open ice, crazy stuff. It was about a determined effort. Their defense was better. Their pucks, their blocking of shots and their blocking of passing lanes better. They did a good job, and look, they got their top line going from the start of the game, which is huge for them too. But they didn't have it last night. They still found a way to win. And oh yeah, by the way, they get amazing goaltending from O'Connor.
So the UMass Lowell Riverhawks, a stick tap to the crowd as they salute the fans, the united in blue Riverhawk Nation that came to cheer them on to 2 championships in the last 2 years, first 2 in school history. But now the Terriers have vanquished the champions and have won their 8th first championship of the Terriers in Hockey East since 2009. Time for the post-game championship ceremony as we send it to John Dolan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we call your attention to the ice for the post-game award ceremony as we welcome Hockey East Commissioner Joe Bertagna to make the presentations. Hockey East would like to congratulate both teams on a great game. And now to collect the runner-up trophy, please welcome Coach Norm Bazin. Captain Zach Camrus and the seniors of the UMass Lowell Riverhawks. Next, members of the media have also chosen 6 players for the 2015 Hockey East All-Tournament team. And they are, first, in goal, a junior from Boston University, Matt O'Connor. Matt O'Connor was a unanimous all-tournament team selection, as well as our next honoree on defense, a junior from Boston University, Matt Grizzly. Also on defense, a senior from Notre Dame, Robbie Russo. The forwards, first, a unanimous selection from Boston University, Jack Eichel. A senior from Boston University, Evan Rodriguez. And a senior from the University of New Hampshire, Grayson Downing. Next, members of the media have also selected the most valuable player in this year's tournament. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Tim Flynn to present this year's Bill Flynn Hockey East Tournament Most Valuable Player. This year's MVP is a freshman forward from Boston University, Jack Eichel. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Tim Lamorello as he joins Joe Bertagna for the presentation of the Lamorello Trophy to the 2015 Hockey East champions, Coach David Quinn, Captain Matt Grizzly, and the seniors representing the Boston University Terriers. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 Hockey East champions, the Boston University Terriers.
And so the skate begins as the victory lap is led by the captain, Matt Grizzly. They hoisted the bean pod here not so long ago. That was delayed, but worth the wait. And now they hoist the championship as we go back down to ice level to Sarah.
Coach, congratulations on this. Sit back, take a look. How does this feel right now?
I feel so good for our players. This is hard to do, you know, from start to finish this season. We've been thorough. It's been an incredible group of kids to coach. It's just really speechless right now because it's been such a long ride from last spring, and you know, it's really been an unbelievable season, and certainly we have some unfinished business moving forward.
You sure do. Third period, you said you wanted to have a better one. How did you keep the pressure on?
I thought we did a good job. We went to a little bit of a 1-2-2-4 check. Not that we wanted to back off, but you know, obviously we had a 3-goal lead. We gave up the second one to make it 4-2. Jack makes a great play to make it 5-2, and you know, I just thought we did the things we needed to do to win the game.
You have a big freshman class. How much of an impact have they made on this season?
They've made a huge impact. All of them understood their roles, but it wouldn't have been possible without their acceptance by the seniors and the leadership and all the veterans coming back. I mean, you want to talk about a true team. We have a true team, and it's, like I've said all along, we've got a swagger about us, but it's a very respectful swagger.
Not too cocky.
No, can't be too cocky.
Good luck in the tournament.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Sarah. The celebration continuing here. Ati Oxenen getting his moment with the trophy as he hoists the hardware. They will move it along down the line as Boston University winning the 2015 Hockey East Championship. And in moments, they will hoist that banner to keep it up there, to remind themselves and everyone of this remarkable season, a season with 25 wins and counting. And for all the talk of who won't get into the tournament, Boston University has to feel pretty good about its chances beginning next week.
Oh yeah, no, they're going to be a top seed either in Manchester or Providence, and they're going to be a tough out. There's no question about it, especially because they can do things differently, and while they're going to get a lot of attention because of Jack Eichel and because of the incredible offense, they're playing with pace, and playing defense with pace is going to, you know, be what's going to end up getting them victories, TC. You know, offense can carry you, there's no question about it, but how far through a tournament? They're going to have some great defense too, but they're willing to do that. And it's a fun team to watch, there's no question about it, because they can do many different things.
Well, they did it tonight, as we said. The goaltending was there all weekend long. Matt O'Connor backstopping the effort. Jack Eichel now getting his moment with the trophy. A BU freshman record, 66 points. As the freshman class now gets an opportunity, John McLeod, the freshman defenseman, came back for the weekend from injury, was able to play last night, play tonight. Part of that defensive core that probably gets overlooked with all the talk of the forwards and that top line, but a defensive core that can certainly move the puck with the best of them and join the attack as well as anybody. Now the photo finish, the picture, perfect moment for Boston University. They've won a championship in the Garden already with the Beanpot title. They've won a Hockey East championship here at the Garden, and now they are hoping for a hat trick of Garden championships when the Frozen Four comes to Causeway Street in April. And there it is, Boston University 2015 Hockey East champions, the banner raised up to the rafters. John Grizzlick, the proud father, who's worked here and next door at the old Boston Garden for 4 decades, watching his son celebrate a championship now. A.J. Greer putting on some dance move at center ice, by the way, as they are enjoying this moment. And now they gather around to watch up the banner. As the banner gets hoisted, we go down to Sarah Davis with the MVP, Jack Eichel.
Jack, this is your freshman year. You guys win the finals. What is this experience like?
It's unbelievable, and it's such a great group of guys to do it with. Everyone pulling in the right direction. Sealed it in the third period. Great job by everyone.
What was the biggest difference maker throughout the game?
I think we were just good in our own zone. They pressured us a lot, and we manned up. Coach Quinn, he harps on us about playing in our own zone all the time, so it paid off tonight.
We heard you guys cheering Argentina. What does that mean?
We had like a little team bonding experience earlier in this year, and split the team up. There were different teams. Everyone had their own country, and Argentina was a favorite, so everyone just started chanting that. It's a thing that we do. It's kind of stupid.
It's all good. You guys won tonight. Congratulations, and thank you.
Much. Thank you.
That's great.
That's a great answer right there. Sometimes it is stupid, and sometimes those stupid things are what brings a team together.
Exactly. If it was really that stupid, it wouldn't have the meaning to those guys who are there. As you said, it brings them together, it bonds them. It's the little things. That's why teams do some team bonding experiences and exercises like that. It's fun. They've been chanting it. We heard it right away when they went to the goaltender O'Connor at the buzzer. They did it at the team picture. So it obviously means an awful lot. And this team means an awful lot. This is just a really, really fun team to watch.
All right, let's get the captain's point of view. Matt Grzelcyk with Sarah.
Matt, congratulations here tonight. What does this mean to you? You've been here once before, 2 years ago. What does it mean for you to win tonight?
It means the world. These guys worked hard all year. We definitely deserved it, and to get a little revenge on UMass Lowell from 2 years ago is definitely sweet. So I'm glad we got the outcome we wanted.
How did Coach Quinn keep you guys so focused throughout this entire game?
Well, going to the third, we kind of knew that we had a mental lapse in the bean pot, and we wanted to make sure we didn't want to have to wait in overtime and things like that. So the guys responded well, and we played with confidence, and we stayed aggressive, and we didn't really step back on our heels. So I was definitely proud of our effort.
We know your dad's here on the Bull Gang. Where was he tonight, and what do you think he's thinking after seeing you score another goal here?
I try not to pay too much attention to the crowd, so I'm not really sure where he's sitting, but I'll definitely see him after the game. I'm sure he'll be really happy.
I'm sure he will, too. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys.
All right, thanks very much. Yeah, it was 2 years ago that UMass Lowell defeated Boston University 1-0 in the championship game. This time, revenge is served on Garden Ice as Boston University takes the Lamorello Trophy and will bring it back to ComAv. A great season capped off by a great effort tonight.
Oh, beautiful effort and a complete season. Some great teams out there. BU, though, the best of them in Hockey East.
So congratulations to the Boston University Terriers. They are the champs of the 2015 season. Thanks to our NESN crew for such a great job all season long. Billy, it's been fun. Enjoy the NCAA tournament. We'll see you at Fenway, and the rest of you will send you over to our Bruins coverage on NESN.